School, please stand quietly. School, please be seated. Oh well, morning night everyone. Welcome to our school assembly for week 5. I'm just going to open this up with karakia and then we can start. Pohihiri, Porarama, Roa te Hikaro, Paua te Tangata, Paua te Aroha, Te Pau, e hiri nei I a tātou, Mauri ora ki a tātou, Haumie, Huie, Tai ki.
We're going to start off with Mr. Wood with a principal's address.
Morena tātou, nice to see you all. Another wonderful week. 1 week and then we have a long weekend. So that's something to look forward to. Next Monday is Queen's birthday. So we have a long weekend and a short week next week. For all our students that are here today, a little quick message about persevering. This term, terms 2 and 3, are big terms, important terms to make sure we gain and achieve our credits towards NCEA. So my encouragement is to complete and achieve as many assessments as possible. Complete and achieve as many assessments at the highest level possible. And where possible, you're aiming for about 1 assessment to pass each term in each of your subjects. So if you can do that, that's on average, if you can do that, you'll pass your NCEA by the end of the year. Okay. If you have any questions or concerns or problems about completing your assessment, see your teachers and make sure that you do it within the due date. There is some flexibility, but only for good reasons. And we're here to help you do your best. So please do ask questions. Okay. Now Matua Andy's not here today sadly, but he has asked me to pass on one little bit of information. He'd like me to talk about an area of concern that both he and our parents and our whānau have noticed. So when we come into our school, you'll notice at the front of the school there is a big sign which says Manaakitanga. It's a wonderful mural. And how we look after each other, how we care for people, how we encourage each other, how we manaaki each other is important. It's one of our school values. So our entrance, that part of the school, is our, like the window face or the shop front. It is what people see in the community first. And so that's what we need to show. As a community college, when our community notices something, or if they're concerned about something, and they come in and they tell us. So the concern is that we're sharing with you today is that some of our visitors, when they're walking in past the courts, they are seeing poor uniform, they are hearing poor language, sometimes quite disgusting, shaming language, which doesn't display mana, and nor does it build mana. So a reminder that these are not our values, and our school values are around about treating people kindly, talking positively, using respectful language to maintain yours and others' mana, no put-downs or displays of aggression, and we dress appropriately, easy as. We show our Otaki College pride. We know this, and we just need to do it out there. So over the next few weeks, it's just a reminder that teachers, including myself, are going to be monitoring the courts. And if we want to use the courts, we just need to treat people kindly. We just need to talk positively in a way that maintains yours and other people's mana. We're going to dress appropriately. We don't need to take our tops off and show what we are underneath. Just wear things appropriately, okay? So as our courts are the window for our Otaki College community, we need you to do these things. Or, sadly, you'll just have to go somewhere else, okay? So remember, be kind, do your part to manaaki each other. Thank you. Ngā mihi nui.
Next up we have two youth coordinators from KYS, Jess Smith and Jordan Hunt, to talk about youth reps.
Kia ora everyone, my name is Jess, this is my mate Jordan, and we're from KYS. I'm sure many of you have heard of us. We're Kapiti Youth Support, our main clinic based down in Parapara Umu, and we provide free health services to young people aged 10 to 25. But we're not really here to talk about that stuff today, we're here to talk about youth reps. You might have seen our youth reps a couple of weeks ago up here dishing you guys out some sausages all. And we want to expand that program up here in Otaki. We've tried it before, but we need to make it better. We know that you guys are an important part of our community, and we want to make sure that you guys are included in what we're doing. So to do that, we have a bit of a plan in place to make sure you guys can help us out.
Hey, morena, everyone. Ko Jordan Tukuinua. So like Jess said, in the past we've tried to do youth reps up in Otaki. It hasn't worked for various reasons, but we want to make it work. I guess for both Jess and I, Otaki has a big place in both our hearts. My grandparents used to live here, so I used to spend all my holidays down the beach. And yeah, I think it's an awesome community, so I want to kind of give the opportunities that some of our young people down Parapara Umu ways get. So what we're planning on doing is next Tuesday, we're going to run a bit of a session Tuesday lunchtime where we're going to get your ideas on what a youth rep in Otaki College could look like. Down in Parapara Umu, and this is just giving you a little bit of an idea, they do a shift on reception, it's a paid shift, and then they run events like what we did the other week with the sausage sizzle in schools. But I don't want to give you any more ideas of what they do, because we want to leave it up to you guys to have a think about what it could look like up here. I think that's about it.
We have a clinic up here in Otaki on Martini Street, and so we would look at doing your shifts there, obviously, so you don't have to travel. There might be some travel involved, but yeah, we'll be talking to you guys about that and what will work for you. And yeah, that's basically it. So if you're keen, if you're thinking that you could be interested in being a youth rep or giving some feedback on how we could make this role work in Otaki, then come along next Tuesday lunchtime. It'll be in the notices we're about. And catch up with us and have a bit of a chat about it.
Sweet. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Cool, thank you both. So if you guys are keen, just go where they said. Yeah. Okay, next up, I think we have a video to show. But first, I'm just going to do something out of the list. If someone can put their hand up without yelling out the answer as to why Pounamu is in Japan, I'll give you a kia kahaka. Sorry, Mr. Ward. Can you stand up and answer the question?
Oh, she got a scholarship for rugby.
Nice. How long is she over there for?
3 years.
Okay, I'll find you after and I'll give you a kia kahaka. But here's a video of her and her friend Jordan.
Te whaenga kia tākoro whutupōro ki tā wāhi I te wā o te mate urutāmo ētahi taitama wāhine Māori. He o ea hakoa nā wero I rere asu a Jordan Tivore, rāo ko Pounamu meki I te moana nui a kiwa, ki te whai I tā rawa karihipi ki Hapani. Kai a Oriwe Atkins na whakamaruki.
Toko rua ngā kai tākoro whutupōro o Aotearoa ki te whai tūranga ki Hapana.
Ohau gozaimasu, watashi wa Jordan desu, Jori to nonde kudasai.
Ohau gozaimasu, hajimemashite, watashi wa Pounamu desu, Pony to nonde kudasai.
Mai Otaki I te tai hauaru, me te araro o te tai rāputi, neke atu I te 1,000 kilomita te taputi ki tō rāua kainahau ki Kashiwa.
I was just buzzing, like, cause when landing, we could see like the whole Japan. Not the whole, but like just.
And like heaps of rice fields.
Heaps of rice fields, heaps of rice fields.
E roa ana te whakarite ki te pūnaha kura hou.
Yoroshiku onegaishimasu. Quarter to 7, we have the run to Big Quad, where we raise the Japan flag and we do morning stretches. And then around 7 o'clock we have breakfast. And by the time we finish, it'll be like 7:30, and then we have to get ready for school. And you start school at like 8:25, 8:30.
They were at school for about a solid 7 hours, 7 to 8 hours sometimes. And then straight after school, you go to training.
E ai ki te tokorua nei, he ori te etahi o ngā tikanga hapanihi ki tā te Māori.
Respect between the elders. There's a big hierarchy here where juniors have to respect their elders. I think that's something that's really similar to New Zealand where, you know, us Tamariki have to respect our kaumātua. It's probably the biggest thing I've seen, and as well as the pronunciation of kupu. So our alphabet here is quite similar to our alphabet back at home, so that's cool.
He ua tonu etahi o ngā tikanga.
I think for me it's the middle chopsticks that I want, because I'm like not too good, but yeah.
So funny watching her trying to pick up stuff. But it was really hard at the start, but I think we've mastered it.
Yeah.
Mastering the chopsticks.
I've got solid fingers now.
Probably me.
Ka noho atu te tokorua nei ki hapana o ngā tau e toru. Oriwa Atkins te ao marama.
Oh yeah, so that's Ponu, that's our girl over there, chasing her dream in Japan. Next we have Matua Jared, who's going to do our 24-hour presentation.
I'm really privileged to follow Ponu's presentation. I think that's awesome, and she brings up a couple of words, in fact, in her presentation there on respect, which is something that I want to pick up on this week's PP4L message. And I want to tie it into the idea of manaakitanga, what Matua Hamish has been talking to you about as well. We're at that point of the year, Hoamā, where we're halfway. It's time for self-reflection. It's also a time to make sure that we're getting back on track. If we're not on track, to be able to recalibrate, to be able to recognise those things that we need to do to be able to get us back on track. We have been concerned, of course, as you've heard from Matua Hamish, around language, around some things that have been said and done around the place. We want you to be proud, but we want you to also be doing things that are mana enhancing and not mana draining. And so this week's message is all around being kind to one another, making sure that we are enhancing one another's mana, and making sure that we're treating one another with respect. That's not just yourselves, but also your teachers as well. And I think that ties in really beautifully with Pounamu's message there, one of their messages. So we'd like you to think about, and we all need to be picking one another up, picking up our brothers and sisters who are down, and treating one another with respect and kindness. And we invite you to use the YouTube clip that will be shared in your kaiarahi classes this week, called Be Kind, as a starting point for discussion, but also to think about the key questions that we want you to think about this week, which are as follows. What have you learned this week that has made you grow as a person? What helps you focus even when you're stressed? And we're getting into that time of the year where you are going to get a bit stressed, but how you handle it is what's going to make you. And also, how can personal struggle create meaningful experiences? And what we want you to be able to do at this point in time, given all that's going on in your busy, busy lives, can you stop for a moment and just be? What happens when you actually do stop and just be? How do you feel about slowing your life down? And so we want you to be thinking about these kind of things, and as you're approaching one another, wherever you are in the kura, whether you are in the playing field, whether you are in the classroom, wherever you may be, to be kind to your Hoamā. And it links really beautifully with the Māori saying, he aroha whakatoa, he aroha to mai. Basically, if you sow kindness, you'll get it in return. And that's what we want to instill in you, Warma. Have an absolutely fab week. Be safe, be kind.
Now we've got Kate coming up to talk about World Vision.
Hi, so most of you already know what World Vision is, so I'm just going to cover it briefly because the juniors are getting an assembly. So this year, it is the 1st to 3rd of July, which is the end of week 9, we're in week 5. And I just want to say, start thinking about ideas to do, so 40-hour challenge, 40 hours no technology, 40 hours no food, maybe you run 40 kilometres, So the booklets will be coming out, I think, next week or the week after. So you're going to get your sponsorship booklet, then you're going to go around asking people for money, and then you'll hand it back in and do your challenge. So I just want to say, start thinking about what you can do, because this year we're fundraising for water for people in African countries, mainly. So we have a lot of water here, water bottles and stuff, but they don't, because they've got icky malaria-filled water. So just like that.
Righty, notices. So first off, we have student council today at lunchtime. Show up. Hall committee. If anybody, any of the teens would like to be on the hall committee, come up to the front of stage afterwards and we'll give you a sign-up sheet. And yeah, does any teachers have any other notices? Oh. Awesome. Now we've got UB4L draw.
We'll just continue. So from Limu we have Kate Hall, and from Totara we have Sawyer Andrews.
From Mātai we have Jess Thompson, and from Kauri we have JT Bryan. Awesome. Come and collect your canteen vouchers at the end of assembly.
Okay, now we're just going to do the house points so far. So in 4th place we have Mātai with 67 points. No surprises. In 3rd place we have Totara with 89 points. And in 2nd place we have Limu. Yeah, same. With 111 points, and then in 1st place we have Cody with 117. I think that's right, Dave, because we're still no, I'm kidding. Oh yeah, okay. Well, that kind of comes to the conclusion of our assembly. I will just end us off in karakia. Kia tātou katoa, te ata whai o tō tātou ariki, a ihu kaiti, me te aroha te atua, me te whiwhinga teitanga, ki te wairua tapu, ake, amene. School, please stand quietly.